All right, everybody watching? We're recording. Okay, so I did an update to the Schoology because there was some remember here, all you had to do was respond that you got them. Some people haven't done that. Okay, so I updated the templates because I didn't realize it, but the first one was kind of confusing because you really had to create 3 panels, right? And the original zipped folder, I think I gave you just 2. One was the back tray. It was a little confusing. So this should clear it up. And if you haven't downloaded this new one, it's just an AI file. I'm going to open it here with you guys. And again, that's my bad. I'm sorry. I really didn't explain that well enough, in my opinion. Oops. So move this out of the way. Sorry, remember everything gets scrunched into this screen here. Minus. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see, I made a new template for you guys. And if you already kind of started, it's okay. You can just copy and paste stuff. But basically, if you look at this, this is the front cover of the CD. And remember, I have a few actual CDs here in class if you want to look at them physically, right? You can do that. So we're designing the front, obviously the front of the CD, what people are going to see when they pick it up and look at it. The back of the front, and I'll explain that right now. And then the inside tray card, that's the back that you see on the CD. And what do I mean by that? If you go here, I even put little pictures, and they should kind of match what's in the Illustrator file. If you see how it says back cover. So that's this design. If you look at the picture, it is exactly that. It's the back of the front cover, right? So that's the back. Once you look at it, and if you look at the samples, you'll see what I mean. Here, I'm gonna go back. Oops, I clicked the wrong button. So I put on there updated. Again, it's just easier, I think, for you guys to see. So again, there's the front, right? That's your main thing that people are gonna see. And you're not doing a booklet. I just had to put that picture in there. All right, but that's the front. That's what you see on the front through the plastic. This is the back of the front, or back cover, right? So that's two things you're doing. And then this is the third one. You're doing the back inside tray. Now there's no print on one side. It's only the side that shows through the plastic, right? This is the spine, right, that we talked about, that you can put text on, that you're going to do the text in Illustrator only, right? Okay, so I think that makes more sense. Again, my apologies. And I'm even going to run through how to do one of these. Look how simple it is. I know I've done it a few times, but I think people sometimes can use a little bit of extra help on how to do that. So everybody watching, I'm going to literally do this so quick. And I think this little demo here is an example of how you guys should really force yourselves to try and use Photoshop to its fullest. Sometimes I call it kind of like organic designing. I just kind of let things happen, right? And you guys have seen this throughout our time together, even last year. Sometimes you just gotta throw stuff in there and see what happens, right? And do kind of random things. Yes, you might have a good plan or a sketch or an idea, but sometimes the creative part is just kind of doing something, right? And I'm gonna prove that to you guys right now. I did it the other day, showing one student, not even recorded it, so I want to do it. So everybody looking at this? Again, you don't have to follow along step by step. I'm just going to show it to you, and I'm going to record it so you guys can see it. So here are my templates and my guides and all that stuff. So if I'm designing this front cover, right? If you look right here in your template guides, the blue, right? The thin blue outermost, this guy, right? Is our bleed area, right? In other words, if you have a background going on, that's the size you want it, right? Now, I could go here in Illustrator and start here. Check this out. This is Illustrator. And I say, okay, say I want a solid red background, right? You guys watching? This is how easy this is to get going. Solid red background. Cool. All right, and then, oh, I'm gonna put on here front cover panel, right? Everyone in here should know how to draw a red rectangle or square in Illustrator, right? Everybody agree? Yes? No? Maybe? All right, so check this out. Here it is. So there it is. And if I get the rectangle tool and I look for a nice red color, right? This is all CMYK. And I say, okay, I do not want a stroke. No stroke. Tell it no stroke, right? Remember, what we see here are just guides, right? So there it is. A nice red rectangle. Oops, I selected the actual bleed. Sorry, I'm on the wrong layer. My bad. Right here. I'm gonna redraw that. No stroke. No stroke. No. Yeah. Why would you want a stroke on a solid red background? It's gonna print solid red. Why would you want a stroke? We don't. Again, you don't have to follow this step by step. I'm just showing. All right. If you want to try and follow along, cool. But I'm gonna do it very fast. All right. So remember that outer blue guide is the maximum size your artwork should be, right? So this is a red background. The bleed is going to bleed red like that. Check this out. Everybody watching? So I did this in Illustrator, right? I can copy this, Command C. And remember, I showed you guys this. Now, if I go to Photoshop, watch how quick this is. Don't tell me you can't do this. So I go to Photoshop, right? After I copied that rectangle in Illustrator, yes? Create new. By copying it, and I go to inches here, it already knows what size I copied that square in Illustrator. See how it knows it's 5 by 5 inches? And here I'm gonna type Y, 300, Y. Anybody remember why? That's high resolution, right? You gotta do it right now. You cannot do it later, because it doesn't work that way. You got to do it when you first set up your file. Are we doing 4-color printing? What do you guys think? CMYK? Yes, right? Everything we do printed, that's eventually going to be printed on a printing press, we want it CMYK color, right? Cyan, yellow, magenta, black. Check it out. So you guys just saw me this. So now it should be the exact size. If I paste, I'm going to paste it as pixels for now, right? That is the exact size of the square that I created in Illustrator, correct? Everybody good? Mm-hmm. Right? Super simple. I created the rectangle in Illustrator, copied it, pasted it into Photoshop, created a file that is exactly the size of that. Now watch this. I'm going to use my Illustrator skills that everybody here should have, and I'm going to do a new layer. Yellow lines. You're like, what? I'm going to lock everybody else. Yellow lines. Check this out. I'm going to get a rectangle tool again. And I'm going to fill it with yellow. Everybody watching? Look how simple this is. I'm going to get that rectangle and I'm going to draw a long yellow strip like that. Everybody watching? Yes? It's on its own layer. I'm going to hit rotate. I'm going to click right there. I'm going to hold down my option. You guys should remember how to do this. The option rotate. Cool. Doesn't look like much. Oh, I'm going to select it. I had a stroke on it by accident. Let me take the white stroke off, right? I just created that in Illustrator, right? Like a kind of weird looking geometric fan thing. Yes? Copy. I go back to Photoshop. Paste as pixels. Yellow lines. Everybody watching? Cool? Yes? No? All right, watch this. I go up to my filters in Photoshop. Let's do a liquefy. It's going to say, hey, you got to have this in RGB. Yeah. Say, okay. It'll let you do it. And this is liquefy. It's a built-in filter. Look at this. I'm going to do that. I'll do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Looks like a green spider. Beautiful. Stretching it out. I am not even thinking about this. Well, I kind of am because I already did this yesterday, but I say, okay, I mean, day before yesterday. Are you watching? And then you say, okay, check it out. It's taking a little while because, ooh, right? Yes? No one? Anybody? No? All right. Even the red. I'm going to go to liquefy. Watch this. The red layer itself. I'm going to liquefy it. Watch what it's going to do. Sorry. Photoshop's having a brain meltdown here. This is not a lot for it to do, but I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe because Creative Cloud is, oh, you know what? It did its own. It's because I just selected liquefy and it did its own thing. Sorry, I should have selected this one. It's because I purposefully made it work. Oh, so everybody watching, look at that. Do a liquefy. Look how easy this is. Very easy. You can do a twirly. I'm doing a twirly. Getting some psychedelic looking stuff. SpongeBob, Bob, small car. Okay, say okay. Like I just did random, guys. Random. Not even trying. Right? So if you're stuck on, oh, where do I start? Just start throwing stuff together. That's the cool thing about digital art. It's almost like real art, right? Sometimes if you're painting something, if you're painted with acrylics or tempera or whatever, you just start doing something. People forget that digitally you can do the same. Right? All right. So it's doing this thing. Those of you guys who are using some of your sketches or artwork, right? Today, if you want, have me scan it for you if you're going to use it, so you can use it to image trace or do something like that. Oh, look at that! There you go. I didn't even try, right? And then what I like to do is I'll get any random picture. Check this out. I think I used a picture of my friend the other day. My friend Violeta, when she was in a band. Let's see if it's here. I think it said Rero. Oh, there it is. Look, I had this one. We might have used it, or I gave it to you guys as sample photos when we were doing some photo editing. All right. So there's my friend Violet when she was in a band. And look at how random. What if you have a picture? It doesn't even matter who it is. I drag it into my other Photoshop file. Yeah, everybody saw how I dragged it. Right? And you're like, well, my CD is not about this person. It doesn't matter. What I'm going to do? I'm going to drag it to the top layer. I'm going to scale it. This is going to be a non-recognizable person. You don't have to have them recognized. Right? What if I just did something like this? You know it's a person, but you don't see them, right? And then you do one of these blend modes. I'm not even trying here, guys. Oh, there. It's almost like if you're using a model or a mannequin, right? To get some cool. Do I kind of like that one? I like that one. All right. So you see, you just start dragging stuff, manipulating. What if you show a little bit of the eye? You still don't know who that is, but it makes for something interesting, right? What if I go over here, right? Oh, that's even better right there. Look at that. I like that one. Right? Let me see another blend mode where maybe the white goes away. I'll find one real quick. Oh, I guess that one's good right there. It's kind of hard to see up on the screen, but you'll see it in the video. This one is multiply. And then this one I haven't done any. You can play around with the blend mode there. And it'll give you different blend modes, right? Remember, each layer has that. I kind of like the yellow. I'll stay there, right? And then there's nothing stopping you from dragging and dropping something else from Illustrator. I'm going to save that. But already that's looking like something, right? Let's call this front cover. Call it version 1 PSD. Boom, hit save. All right, I don't know what that is. I just kind of did it. A reminder, you don't want to do very small type on this, but could we do some type? Sure, we can come in here. Everybody watching? right? This is Photoshop. I click the type tool. Somebody give me a title for your own CD if you ever made one. Anybody? One word. Give me a word. Shay, give me a random word. Not a bad one. What comes to mind?
Wave.
Huh?
Retro wave.
Oh, okay. Retro. I like that. Retro wave. Okay. So I've got a font there. I don't necessarily like it. Let me choose white. I'll choose white. Got retro wave going. Oh, bring it up to the top layer. Right? So check that out. I could do that. I could put it right there. I like doing this stuff. I'll show you guys. Call it a bar. I'm gonna do a black bar. And I'm gonna do something like this. It's totally random. You just draw a rectangle, flip your color to the fill, option delete, the rectangle fill with that color. I'm gonna bring retro wave up. There it is. Look at right on her eye. So we've got some kind of tension going on here. It's pretty interesting, right? I'm not even trying here, guys. New layer. Do a white bar or another color bar, white bar. This is always cool if you do this in graphic design. You can do just simple bars. And we've done this on posters and stuff like this. What if you do something like that? Flip the color around over here. Remember, it's foreground and background, not fill and stroke. Option delete, and it fills that. So I got my white bar, a black bar, right? It's just kind of happening. And then don't forget each layer, guys. If you look right here, watch the white bar. Everybody watching the white bar? Double click it. That'll give you that layer style thing that lets you do like a drop shadow. If you click it, look at that. That's way too far. Let me adjust this. The distance, the spread, the size. Look at that. So now I've got that shadow going on under it. And I just say, okay, right? And I'm gonna save this. Check this out, Command S, right? I'm not even messing with it. Now watch the retro wave. Everybody watching? I'm gonna duplicate it. How do we duplicate a layer in Photoshop? Command what? How do we make a copy of a layer? Command what? You guys know. How do you make a copy of a layer? Awesome. Command J. So I made a copy of retro wave. Here's another one. Watch what I'm gonna do. And that one, I am going to choose another big bold font. Let's do Arial Black because it's big and bold. Everybody watching? It's not difficult. Not difficult, guys. You just got to get something going. Once you got something going, then I'm not going to say it's a lot easier, but stuff starts happening. All right, so I've got, oops, I misspelled wave, sorry. Oh, cool. I got that going there. Everybody watching? And then I go up here to liquefy. I don't know why I'm going to liquefy, but I'm going to go to liquefy. And it's going to rasterize that type layer. Oh, sorry, I didn't go to the actual liquefy. I told it to do the same amount to that one. I messed up there. I'm gonna go liquefy. Sorry. Rasterize. I'm gonna ignore that for right now. Okay, so anyway, you see a liquefy and you can do cool stuff like this. Right, pretty cool. Super easy. Say okay. Boom. There we go. You can still change the colors on that. Command U. right? Manipulate that all you want. Cool. It's easy, easy, easy. You just gotta want to do it, guys. Play around with that, right? Is this the best design? No, but at least you're getting something started. You're manipulating it. You're seeing how it looks. You don't like it, you turn the layer off, right? I know it's kind of hard to see up on the screen. I'm gonna leave it like that. Okay. All right, and then the last thing I'll do, I'm gonna add one more. Gotta hit enter or return. I am going to go back to Illustrator one last time, because watch this. This is my original stuff in Illustrator, right? Check this out. See how it says your artwork? I gave you guys layers. You can make your own. How about placed image, right? You can even put PSD. You could name it more. I'll turn these guys off. Shift Command P, right? We just made a brand new front cover design. Remember, you don't want to scale it here. You just go to the top corner because you know it's exactly the size of your bleed because you made it that size. There it is, perfect. Oh, I didn't hit save and update it. Let's go back. And every time you hit save, check this out. Watch, I'm gonna hit save. Every time you do a change or an update, it's gonna say in Illustrator, hey, did you change this? And there it is, it updates, right? So that's how you kind of get going. You check stuff, you see how it looks, right? If I wanted to make another background, I could do this. Anything you can do in Illustrator, guys, you can take it over there, right? I could get some circles here. You guys know your Pathfinder, yes? Super helpful tool. Watch this. What if I wanted this? We're watching. If I want a cool shape, something like that, I get that minus front. I can make this a gradient. Go to gradient. I'm almost done. I'll let you guys work after this. Just got to get it going. Add that red to the gradient. Get rid of the black. Maybe change this to purple or green. There it is. Right? Oh, it looks like a piece of cheese. Have that white in the middle. Maybe some red. Cool. Guess what? Copy that. Go back to Photoshop, right? And you keep working. You keep manipulating. You keep changing. Now, if you got a plan already, that's even easier because you already know what you're doing, right? You just got to make the shapes, put them in there. Ooh, that's pretty cool, right? Do some blend modes, right? If it's not working there, move it down. Move it down through your layers. What if it's right on top of that one? Oh, that looks so cool. Check that out, on and off. Look at that. Totally cool. It made the retro wave stand out. You can still see the person there. Look at that. It just happened. Just happened by itself there, guys. All right. You got to get into that. Don't forget you got unsplash.com. Right. Remember this texture? I think we got it from Wild Textures, that bokeh looking thing, right? It's like when you take a picture with a camera and the lens flares happen like all crazy. Oh, I hear somebody airdropping, right? So check that out. What if I drag this layer into this one and now I added that? Oh, it's just giving it more depth, right? Something's going on. Can you do too much? Of course, but that's where you come in as the creative person, as a designer. Can you manipulate that? Can you change it? Blend modes, right? Quick mask mode, all the stuff we've been working with. Well, kind of like that one. Can you go in there and maybe tone down the picture of the girl? Sure. All right, that's pretty much it. Again, just one of those things. You got to just do it and get something going, right? Use your Illustrator and your Photoshop skills together. Look at that. There it is. Starts coming together. All right. So you got to design something for that front. You got to design something for this one here. And remember this second one? the back of this is the front, this is the back. What does it stop you from using the same PSD? You just go back and it's a variation. What if it's not 100% different, right? You just turn off some of the layers. Check this out. I'm gonna turn off the girl's face. I'm gonna turn that off. I'm gonna turn that off. Turn all the retro wave off. And what if I just do something like that? Save. But I gotta save it as a different one. Save as PSD. Back cover. Check it out. All I hit was say save. I go back to Illustrator. I replace this link. Go to Window, Links. Oops, sorry. Here it is. Back cover. Right, so there, I've got the second one going. You see how that's going, guys? Yes. Front, back of front, and then you got to do the trade. Still a variation. Cool deal? Just get it going. Again, I'm sorry, I should have given you guys these templates just like this so you knew 100% you need this panel, and that, and you should be done, all right? Don't forget, right here on the spine, you're gonna wanna do the text in Illustrator. Don't do it in Photoshop. Anything, I would say 12 points or smaller, because remember, it's not gonna be sharp. So do any of the spine text, do it in Illustrator. Vector fonts are always gonna be sharper than Photoshop raster fonts, okay? Everybody good? All right, so today, if you can take advantage of that, see what I just did, start putting stuff together, use some of the photos from our trips, whatever you have in mind, whatever your ideas are, right? Let's get it going. Let me hit stop on the recording.